In this video, I want to look at how to make it so that when you hover over the Stegosaurus, the caption here slides up. So by default, it's hidden, but when you hover, it slides up. And we're going to use transitions to accomplish this. So first of all, let's target our figure here. And let's get rid of its margins. Maybe give it a width, 400 px. And let's target the image, do display block, and width 100%. All right, so that should have made a difference, but I have a typo here. All right, that's better. So let's start with styling the fig caption a little bit. Fig caption, padding 1em, background. Where does that get us? Cool. Let's do color of white. And let's put some border radius on it. Maybe make it a little bit more, 2em. All right. So what we want to do to start is I want to get the fig caption in front of the dinosaur, on top of it in the layers. So that means that the figure here needs to be position relative. And then the fig caption needs to be position absolute. Like that. And then I need to give it a position. So let's say bottom of 10px, and we'll put it on the right. Let's say 10px, like that. So there it is right there. So it's visible when we start. We want it to be invisible when the page loads. So that means we have to first give it a bottom that makes it invisible. So let's give it a bottom of -2em or something like that. Let's see how that, well, that's not enough. So let's do 3. That's really cutting it close. So let's amp it up to 4 here. So you can see it's now outside the image, but it's still visible. We don't want it to be visible. That means we need to use overflow hidden. So overflow hidden up here will cut it off like that. So it's still inside the figure, but it's positioned down below, and now it's cut off. So what we want to do is when we hover on it, we need to make it visible. So we'll go figure : hover, fig caption. So when we hover on the figure, we want to do something to the fig caption, and that's we want to change its bottom to 10px, like that. So this should work. You can see it becomes visible now when we hover over. So all we need to do is add a transition. So on the fig caption, on its default state, we want to put a transition on here. Let's say all 200 milliseconds, ease out. So now we have the transition. It should animate when it comes in like that. So let's make it a little bit more fancy. I want it to sort of rotate in also. So let's start by creating a rotation here. Transform, rotate, let's say -30 degrees. So then when it comes in, we want it to go transform, rotate 0. So it sets back to where it was. So here, there we go. You can see it's coming in just like that. So we kind of have a rotation going in here. The only thing for me is that because I know that it's rotating around the center point here, I'd really rather it rotate around the edge. So it looks kind of like it's, I don't know, different kind of rotation. Anyways, so let's go transform origin. And we want it to be right center, like that. So there we go. Looks generally the same, but so we're using transitions here, like this, to make it so that when you hover over the figure, then the fig caption comes into place.